Well, here we are on Friday. It's good to be with you as we finish out this work week together. And here on the Word of Encouragement, I want us to go to Matthew chapter 2. And here we find just a wonderful, encouraging perspective. The Magi were part of the ruling group that had affected the Medo-Persian Empire. They were what were called the kingmakers. And Daniel was the leader of the Magi during the time that he had ministry there in Babylon and in Medo-Persian Empire. And then after the Medo-Persian Empire fell, the Parthian Empire was the remnant of that, and it became a pretty powerful empire. Well, Rome, of course, took over, but the Parthian Empire was semi-independent from Rome. And there was stirrings at that time. They were not real happy with Herod ruling over Israel, and there was tension within those groups. And so when the Magi, who were following what Daniel chapter 9 had said, and the fact that they had seen the star, the Magi, when they came to Jerusalem, all Jerusalem was troubled, because here was a Parthian group, and this was clearly the Magi, the powerful kingmakers. The king of the Parthian Empire had just died, and there was great uncertainty during these times, and everyone was troubled. And so when they came looking for the king of the Jews, oh my, that really stirred up trouble. And I bring this up, we could say a lot more about that, but isn't it interesting? Here you have a lowly carpenter, of course he was of the line of David, having a child in a very small city named Bethlehem, and yet the big empires are moved because of the birth of this child. And my point is this: when God moves, the greatest of man's institutions shake, just like Nebuchadnezzar came to his knees. God was able to use Cyrus the Great to make the declaration to go back to Jerusalem and to build the temple. On and on, you see God intervening in the affairs of mankind. And my friends, we need to realize, as we look around and we see the empires battling each other and we see all the troubles in the political realm today, God can rearrange things in a moment. When God shows up, things are not the same. And so we serve the King of Heaven, and we need to trust him. We need to believe him, and we need to not feel helpless and hopeless and have a darkness about us. God is wanting to use us in a mighty way. So be encouraged. The God that you prayed to today, and I trust you spent time with him today, is the God that controls the affairs of mankind. He lets Satan do what he does in the kingdom of darkness, but God is still sovereign, and he uses what Satan does for his own ends when God's people trust him. So let's be men and women of faith. And here as we enter this Christmas season, let's remember the great story of Christmas is a story of God shaking the world to accomplish his purpose. We are on the victory side, and let's live as overcomers.